Good morning. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon to some. Hello, hello. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, good morning. Well, I know this is bad, but this is my cup of coffee right now. Hang on a minute. Gotta plug a light up because it is not very bright. There we go. And it's bright, bright, bright. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Maria. It's going good. Good morning, Jean. All right, Miss Laura, it's going to take probably more than an hour to do this, but we'll try. How is everybody doing this morning? Let me move this out of the way because we don't need space. Good morning, Cheryl. I hope everybody had a pleasant night. Slept well. I didn't go to bed till this morning. I was working on some coffee stained paper. Thank you, Miss Kathy. I'm hoping to have a good turnout because this, I don't know if this is going to be a part 3 because I can't find some of the things I wanted to put on here. Okay. Hopefully you'll be back, but this might be a part 3 because I'm trying to find some of the things that I was going to put on this, but I can't find it. So it might be a part 3 to add the final details. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be painting our forest witch tree, witch hat. So I'm hoping it turns out the way I want it to. This has been a work in progress, and this is hard. So y'all can hear it's very hard. It has dried. It has had ample time to dry. So this is what we are going to be painting today, and I hope it turns out as well as I want to. As y'all remember, I showed you guys my scary tree and how well it turned out. This is the same concept that we're going to be working with today, and I'm hoping that it turns out just as nice as this. Right, all it is aluminum foil, tape, paper towels, and glue. That's, well, and paint. But that is it. If you'll go back and watch the first video of how we made this tree witch hat, you'll see exactly how we made this. Well, not the he had a fall. You'll see exactly how we made this witch hat. It was in rough form. This is what it looked like before we added all that paint to it. So I'm hoping that it turns out just as good as that one I just showed you. So the items you're going to need today is the person who done this, where the gnomes live. I can't remember her name, but if you go check her website out, she shows you the way that you can make your own clay to cover these as well. So go and check her out, Where the Gnomes Live. I really have been very, very inspired by this lady, and if you know who she is and if you've watched her channel, she is very creative on the things that she makes. And she makes gnomes houses, elves, fairy furniture, and everything. I mean, she is very, very, very creative. So check her out, Where the Gnomes Live, on YouTube. So that's where I was inspired by. So this is not that's where I was inspired by. So this is not my original concept. I will tell you this right now. This is not my original concept. I copied her. And so I'm showing the process on how she did it. And I'm hoping that you all will be inspired to make one of your own. The things that you're going to need today, I am going to be using black gesso. I just made up a nice batch this morning right before the show. You should see my hands. They were covered in black gesso. But black gesso, or if you don't have black gesso, get you a cup of black paint. All right, Kathy, you found her. Good deal. Go back and watch. You'll see the same thing that I did. She'll show exactly what she did and how she made all the stuff that she makes. She is very creative, like I said. She has inspired me. So tell her I sent you, because I commented on her how she made her tree, and she loved my comment. So tell her I sent you, so that way you can share my channel out. But anyway, she uses a cup of black paint and water. Oh, forgot to turn my sound down. Hang on. There we go. All right, Laura. Awesome. Remember, share her channel out. She is an awesome artist, and she's very, very creative. So share her out and let her know that I sent you. I'm going to be using, as I said, hi, Jamie. I'm going to be using black gesso, but she used, as I said, black paint and water. It works just the same, and it gives the same effect as you would if you used black paint and water. You're also going to need some browns and lighter tones for trees and stuff like that in your paints. Doesn't really matter, but she likes to use the color burnt umber. Kathy, you are promoting me. I see you. I see the messages. She likes to use a paint called burnt umber, and we're going to be using that as well as the base. Well, not the base, but the next coating after we do the gesso. It's a long process. It's going to be, y'all can chatterbox while I'm going to be gessoing this tree up, and you will see it come to life once we get that black gesso on. But as I said, you're going to want to use different tones of brown for your tree. So that is what we're going to be working on today. As I said, I don't have all of my things that I wanted to put on here, so there may be a part 3 depending on how this turns out. So we may have some new people join us today. I'm not sure. So moderators, if you're in here, please be don't be so fast on the block or the delete buttons. Only do things if they are being smart alecks or you know, doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. All moderators are very well aware of um, what they should and shouldn't do. I'm on my phone, darling. I'm not on my my computer webcam, and plus my voice, I'm not. I don't have a big voice. Only if I talk really loud that you guys hear me. Sometimes my volume's good. Sometimes it's bad. It's all going to be a lot of watching today. I'm not going to be probably doing a lot of talking. So if you guys want to chatter to each other, that's fine. Share my channel out. Share this broadcast out. That'd be great. A few announcements before I crack this gesso open and start gessoing. Ladies and gentlemen, remember I'm going to be having an auction on the 30th of October. It's on a Tuesday for US. It's going to be at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, October 30th. So please save your quarters, nickels, pennies, and dimes and quarters. Did I say that? Yeah. Okay. So save all that. You might just find something that you like. We will only be using PayPal to pay. Also, if you do purchase something from the auction, please give me at least 2 days before you pay for your item. That way I can get your total ready. And for you, I will either be sending a total through Facebook Messenger or through PayPal. There will be other rules and regulations to that. You'll have to tune in the night of the auction for all of the rules and regulations. We're not going to talk about that much today. So if you have any questions about the auction, most of my moderators are very well versed on how things are going. Marina and Laura, especially, they know about how everything works and how we did it the last time. Hopefully, the same moderators that I had before will be in the auction. Marina, if you're in here, I need to ask you questions. Very, very important. You'll probably have 2 rolls for the auction this time. If you're up to it, it's going to be very tedious. So we will talk about this later on in our group chat, if that's okay. That way we don't, the one that we're in, everybody's talking in right now. I will just put it in there, and we can talk about it there. And I may need some of the girls that are in there already, their help this time, because don't know how many. And make a new one for your auction. What do you mean, make a new one for your auction? Marina. Oh, okay. I cannot remember. I cannot find the group that I had started before. When I had all my other moderators and everybody in that, where we were talking. Marina, if you can find that group chat, that way I can I can start talking to people. It got dismantled. What are you talking about? Did it go away? Because I can't find it in my chat thing. Marina, if you can think of anything that I have forgotten to put in Notbot, please do that. If basically the same info, but just the different day, all the rules and stuff, if you can. Okay, I will try if I can remember all the people. I know I had 5 in there, but okay, that's awesome. Awesome sauce. Let's see. We've only got 10 people in here. That's okay. Hopefully a few will join us. Awesome sauce. Thank you, Marina. If you would, please do that. And if you can find the same ones that were my moderators before, you all did an awesome job. If you all are in here, you all did an awesome job the last time. Things ran so smoothly, and I'm just very happy the way everything turned out the last time. So hopefully it will run as smoothly as it did before. Probably not going to have as many items Okay. Should be the same 5, but Wanda's not going to be able to join in because she has a doctor's appointment. So I'm going to need someone to do that. And Marina, I think you might be the best one for the job for that because you know how to do Excel lists and all that. It was Wanda, but she's not going to be able to do it. But as I was saying, Marina, I may need you to do the to put everything in a list form. Say like the item, the screen name, the real name, how much it was, and if they gifted to anybody and all that. But I'm thinking that if you do a gift to you, I will send the product to you and you can send it to the person because it was very, very confusing the last time. Okay, Marina. It was very confusing the last time because I got quite a few things mixed up and I had to keep all boxes open. That way I could triple check all everybody's items. Wanda used Excel, the list, to put everything in, and I need the item. Everything's not going to be in order, so whatever you put on the list and in order, I'll go by it. What I need is the item, who bought it, their screen name, and then the next column, I need you to put their real name, how much their total was, and if they gifted, it's neither here nor there, but I'm going to send everything that the person buys to them, and then they can ship it to the person that they want to gift it to because it was very, very confusing. I know everybody was Christmas shopping, so I hope to see that again. That was a very loving touch by everybody, and it really warmed my heart to see all the loving gifts that were sent out to everybody, and I hope to see that again. As I said, I don't think I'm going to have as many things in the auction because I've been so tired and kind of lazy. If you do it that way, you may not get the sales. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. If you keep me up to date on good notes, then I may be able to do that. As long as they chip in on the each person that sends something chips in on the shipping price. Everybody did that, and I was grateful for that because it saved my wallet. There's a few items that went over the amount that I had quoted because that's back when all the post office was having trouble with the Hurricane Michael, and all that. Okay, that's awesome, Marina. All right. We will talk more about this later, but if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me or my moderators because they are very well versed on all the rules and regulations, as I said. Also, let's get past that. Remember, we are doing a Christmas ornament challenge. You have to have it here at my doorstep by the 23rd. All right, thank you, Marina. We are doing a Christmas ornament challenge. You have to send it here. Wanda was the one that normally said the final bid, who got the item and how much the bid was, and I'm going to have to dictate the person that will be in charge, the head dog that's going to be stating that, because everybody will have a different feed, and whoever quotes that at the very beginning, we'll figure all that out, Kathy. But the person that I had, all right, all right. Message Marina, and she will clue me in on that way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let Marina kind of take the reins right now since Wanda's dealing with her surgery and everything. So Marina's gonna be top dog right now. She's gonna message Wanda. Wanda will fill her in on all the all the important things. Yes, it's very, very, very hard for me to keep track. Auctions are no little thing. Auctions are a lot because there is a lot of information that that you have to keep up with because there are so many people buying things. It's very, very hard, especially when you have when you have a gross amount of things. Kathy, quit. You're talking about smoked roast. Stop it. I see everybody's messages coming through on my phone. Stop it. You're making me hungry. I'm just drinking a Monster. I know you hear me. Everybody's talking. I see the group chat going on. I can just see very, very small snippets. Oh no, she burnt her roast. I can't see all of it. I'm just seeing snippets. Oh no. Tell her I said, oh no. Kathy, stop it. I love lasagna. I love Italian food. Oh no, did she not put very much water in it? Did she put it on low? You're supposed to, when overnight, you're supposed to cook it on low if you can't keep an eye. She put it on low. You're supposed to, when overnight, you're supposed to cook it on low if you can't keep an eye on it. Oh no. Well, anyway, as I said, Marina's going to be top dog. Marina, get a hold of Wanda, and she will inform you of all the details that it takes to keep track of everything. That's horrible. I've burnt stuff, but not in my crock pot because I keep it on low overnight, and I make sure to fill it up with water before I go to bed. I don't have but a little tiny crock pot. I need one of the big ones because I want to put a great big old roast and some corned beef. Put me a corned beef roast in there. But anyway, talking about food. Shame on you. This little lady over here is hungry. Hi, Joey. We're sitting here talking about food and what happened to Mary. I feel so sorry for her. I hate burning food. Ruining it. There's nothing you can really do but start over. But anyway, Marina's going to be contacting Wanda about all that. And as I was saying, auctions are very, very hard. Hi, Mary Ellen. Auctions are very, very hard to keep up with. So that's why I need so much help because each person has a designated job and they do it well, very, very well. And the more times that you do an auction, the better you get at keeping things moving, keeping things upbeat and all that. So anyway, I know, right? All right, she fly. Don't bother me. Did you just fly in my eye? Yeah. You little squirt. Excuse me. But anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. We have some people coming in slowly. So let's give a very warm welcome to all of the people who are coming in and have been in. So, hey. So anyway, without further ado, I think that was all that the announcements, the Christmas ornament challenge. I was talking about that. Boo. All right, Marina. Hopefully I get some other moderators in because Laura's going to be leaving and you're leaving. So hopefully I have some mods in here because I can't do it on my phone. I can't make anybody mods on my phone. Not that I know of. But anyway, goodness gracious. Monsters make me burp. Let's see. Christmas ornament challenge. As I was saying, we are doing a Christmas ornament challenge, and you must make a Christmas ornament and send it to me. Have it here by the 23rd of uh, by the 23rd of December, December 23rd by midnight. Basically, if the mail runs and I get your stuff by the 23rd, then you're entered. If it comes after that, then it's considered a gift, and a very, very big thank you goes to you. But James Lee will be the one to be deciding who is the winner of this. Each Christmas ornament that you sent is an entry into the challenge. So send as many as you want to. Each one is a entry. And it will be going on our big Christmas tree in our living room, maybe even on our crafty Christmas tree, because we're going to be making some new Christmas ornaments for this year, for the month of December. So please be watching for that, because we made quite a few last year and we had fun doing it. We might even revisit some of the old ornaments that we made and redo some of them, you know, revamp them, make them better. But anyway, I am going to be doing our Christmas calendar this year, and closer to the end of November, we will be making our Christmas calendar. Do you remember what we did last year? We are going to be making a calendar with lip pockets, and each pocket will have a slip of paper. And on each paper, we'll have a project that we do. It's going to be 1 through 24, and some days we're going to be combining. We're going to be combining things, and so you'll never know what we're going to come up with that. And each one, my baby's on here. I love you too, honey. And we're going to be combining some projects, and so you never know what you're going to get. Kathy, stop it. I seen that. Hot cheese. Oh. Making me hungry, lady. I see the messages. I see them. You know I see that, don't you? You know I see it. But anyway, we're going to have fun with that. So that's a sneak peek of what we're going to be doing in December. We may even make a journal or two just to... You're mean, Kathy, she says in messages. Kathy, stop it. But anyway, ladies, I'm so excited about all the things that we're going to be working on in December and the rest of September. Or not September. What am I thinking? September's gone. In November, because we're going to be working on some a special project. Let's just say what we're going to be thankful for as a sneak peek. And then you'll get more information on that later on in the month of November. We're going to be starting that. Fly, get away from me. Why is it whenever I'm talking, flies like to buzz in front of me? Anyway, we're going to be doing several thankful projects for the month of November, and we're going to be doing our Christmas calendar in December. So, ladies, I will do if you all are familiar with some of my streams, I'm going to be starting back up the Talk About It Tuesday. That way we can get some better ideas, and that way we can share the ideas that you all come up with to everybody else, and we can use several heads instead of just one, because everybody's heads and everybody's input's better than just one person, because sometimes we run out of steam and we run out of ideas. So you never know. So Talk About It Tuesdays, we're going to do a couple of episodes of that and bring it back for a little bit, because everybody seemed to like that idea. And that's where we come up with a lot of our ideas, and hopefully it will be a great success like it was before. And we got so many great ideas. I still have my list hanging up on the wall most of the things, all right, Jennifer, hurry back. Most of the ideas everybody shared and got great inspiration from. So ladies, gentlemen, if you're here, let's get ready to put our ideas out there for our first episode in a long time of Talk About It Tuesday, possibly next week. Actually, no. Tuesday, no. Let's go for 2 weeks from now, because Tuesday's the auction and I will not be broadcasting on that day. Y'all know that. And don't get lasagna. Yeah, I'm hungry. Thanks a lot, Kathy. Thanks a lot. So, for those of you who do not know what a Talk About It Tuesday is, a Talk About It Tuesday is we, ladies and gentlemen, we get together. There's not going to be crafting. It's basically a smash session of ideas and creative ideas and craft things and craft goodies that we can all put down on a list. And you can write them down. If Laura is able, she'll write some of the ideas down. She'll post them in the group, because she's my poster for ideas and lists and things like that. So if she's able to do that, she'll post those ideas and things out in the group if possible. I'll have to ask Laura that. But anyway, Talk About It Tuesday is a great way to get some great craft ideas and things to get out there. Hi, Mary. I know that you have your group today, and I hope the best, and I hope you have a wonderful session today. Hopefully you'll be able to pop in sometime after, if it's not too late, and if I'm not already gone. Anyway, it's a great smash session to get some great ideas and a new spin on things, and I'm very, very excited about it. And I want your greatest input, because for me, I'm running out of ideas, and that's the reason why I do that sometimes. Yeah. I have seen so many great ideas from a lot of you come out on YouTube here lately. It's just, wow. It is amazing me. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be bringing back Talk About It Tuesday a couple of times each month to get some great ideas. So it should be fun. Yeah, they can send you their ideas. That'd be great. These ideas and information will be great for all of our artists out there that are looking for something just a little bit new and a little bit creative, or a lot of creative. You can put your spin on things. It may not be exactly the way they, you'll write them down. All right. Thank you, Laura. You are awesome. Remember, in a couple weeks from now, not this Tuesday, but probably next Tuesday, we will start our Talk About It Tuesday and our Smash Ideas session. So, ladies and gentlemen, just remember, not this coming Tuesday, not the auction, but the next Tuesday. There's not going to be any crafting. It's more of a smash idea, what is it called? Brainstorming, I think it's what it's called, brainstorming session. So ladies, get your pen and paper out if you want to get some wonderful ideas on some new projects. You can put your own spin to it. You don't have to do exactly what they say. Join in on some live streams from with everybody. We just recently done that, and it was an awesome idea, and I hope to be able to participate in that again. It was an awesome idea. So we had so much fun. I may not been in the first attempt, but I'm hoping to be able to do that in the evenings sometimes with some other artists. So be prepared to write down some ideas and put your own spin on it. So Talk About It Tuesday will be making its grand return in 2 weeks. So without further ado, I think I'm done. Does anybody else have anything to add to before I put the camera down and start this gessoing project? Anybody? It was cool, wasn't it? I need some more texture paste, guys. I don't remember who said that they make texture paste and they were going to send me some black and white texture paste. I cannot remember. I got to thinking about that last night. I don't remember who made that and said they were going to send it to me. I've been waiting on it. I can't remember. Boy, my memory's bad. But that was a while back, though. Alrighty, I do not see anybody popping in some ideas or anything that I have forgotten, so I'm going to go ahead and squirt you guys down to the table, and we will begin the process of the first coating of gesso. You're going to be putting 2 coats of gesso to this. Okay? The first coat is just basically your base, and then you're going to go over it again with your gesso. And the third time that you do this, you're going to want, well, the first brush is you're going to need a big brush to coat it. Then you're going to need a smaller brush to move it around, because as you guys know, when you have nooks and crannies like this on a project, you're going to have little white spots. So you're going to need a small brush and your gesso to get into those little tiny cracks. And this is going to be a process, guys, so this is not going to be a short thing. I need to get my little dish so I can pour some out and not have the container open the whole time. So give me a second. I should have already had that out, but I didn't think about it. This is now. All right, and it's underneath my table. Go figure. Oh, I got paint and stuff sitting all around this on this table. Those of you that hadn't seen my room, good Lord, you don't want to be sitting in it right now. A little container, a little plastic container like this works great if you just want to pour out just a little bit without wasting a lot and leaving it to the air, your big jar. So I'm going to pour it out into this. And we're going to commence to it. Look at that already. Nice clean hand already in gesso. But it's Halloween time, so a little bit of black paint ain't gonna hurt. All right, now all this little container is a little container from your grocery store, like a little food container that I've cleaned and washed out. I use for stuff like this. So, use it for gesso, and you can put the lid on it for the stuff that you don't use. And you can close it up. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put you guys down to the table, and we will start this little process here. Keep in mind, I can't see everything that you say, so please don't be mad if I don't see your comments. I have a glare on my phone and I can't see. All right. So this is the basic simple process. So we're going to start at the top and start gessoing all the little nooks and crannies the best you can, and then we'll go back over it with a second coat. So this is going to be a long process, so if you want to chitter chat with people, you go right ahead. I will not stop you. I will try and join in when I can look up and see your comments. And the tape and stuff will get a little bit mushy, guys. Don't panic. It'll dry. get your first base coat on there, and then we will work on the next coating here in a little bit once it's dry. Thank you, Shirley. Hello, Miss Shirley. And don't worry if you splatter black paint. That's okay. Because some people, they wear paint very well. Me, however, I wear it with grease. Did y'all ever painting something and all of a sudden you flick paint everywhere? Well, sometimes I flick paint and don't realize where I have flicked it. And it's funny how the mister, he'll sit there and look at me, and he will come up to me and with that finger outstretched, I was like, "What are you doing?" He says, "You got paint all over you." I'm just trying to get it off. Especially if I got it on my eyelid or something. He'll come over with that finger outstretched, trying to get all that paint off of me. It's like a mother licking her finger trying to get dirt off your face. Anybody ever experienced that when you were a kid? That was the worst thing a child could experience, especially when they were out in public or in front of their friends. Whenever a mother came around and with that outstretched thumb or finger, licking their finger, going towards their face with it, and you're like, "Ew, Mom, come on, that's gross." But when we were younger, it was the grossest thing in the world. But we, as moms and parents, we do that without thinking about it, and then now we know what our moms were doing whenever we cleaned the dirt and stuff in their face. Now, if you wanted to, you could make you some brown gesso and do the base as a brown gesso, but this is a forestry hat or forest hat, or however you say it. I confuse myself sometimes. But this is a forest tree, so we're going to do it in black. But as I said, you can make you some brown gesso. You follow the same instructions as to make brown gesso as you would black or white gesso. Or you can take some white gesso and put some brown paint in it and tint your gesso. Doesn't matter to me. It's your tree. You make it however you want to. With this big paintbrush, you can't get into all them little nooks and crannies, so that's where the little paintbrush comes in handy. I have you on the go. All right. Just don't hurt yourself. Now, I know you're listening. Just be careful. Yeah, this is a longer process. Probably not going to get very many views, but as long as we kind of keep the conversation going and keep it interesting, people will stay tuned. Let's just say this is going to be very cool when it actually gets done. But this is the longest process there is besides putting the tape or not putting the tape, it's easy, but putting the glue on there, because that took 4 hours from start to finish. And you will end up wearing paint. But there's a lot of creative things that you can do with building like this, because you can make any shape you want to. As long as you have aluminum foil and tape, you can create just about any shape that you want to. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. I'm thinking about making a skull for James Lee, a skeleton, for next year, because I believe our theme for Halloween next year is going to be zombies. And so he's wanting to do something zombie-like. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some skulls and some hands and things that look like they're climbing up out of the dirt in the yard. So that should be very, very interesting. So next year, stay tuned for the decorating process of that. Going to need quite a bit of aluminum foil tape and glue and all that. That's going to be very, very interesting. Heck, far even y'all could do that. All you need is aluminum foil to shape your item. Oh, I'm getting paint everywhere. That's the good part about this, because it's just dripping all on the tree, and where it's going to go anyway. So make sure, if you don't have a glass mat like I have, you put down some wax paper or parchment paper or newspaper or whatever you want to cover your surface, because this gesso or your paint that you're going to be using might possibly stain the surface that you're going to be working on. So please be leery of your work surface. I'm going to turn this upside down, that way and get the underbelly of it. You kind of want your gesso or your watered down paint to be kind of runny. That way it gets down into the cracks and crannies. That's what where the gnome Liz said. You want it a little bit runny. Mine's just a little bit thicker than what she would normally put in there, but I want it thick. See all the little white spaces that you're going to have? That's where your little paintbrush is going to come in handy. All right, let's turn this back up. See it transforming already? See that first coat of gesso working its magic? Any of y'all getting the cold snaps where you all are? Because it has been slightly cold out here. Waking up in the mornings. I don't even want to crawl out of bed no more. Curled up under my blankets. I think that's the warmest place in the house is in the mornings. So if you are here and it's your first time, welcome, welcome. If you are watching this and there's no chat below, that means you are watching the recording. So I want to wish you a very, very big thank you for coming and viewing this channel. Hope you enjoy. So check out my other videos. And if you enjoy the other videos, please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon. That way you get notified of each and every video and upcoming live that I will have. So, thank you in advance. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of nicks and crannies on this. By the time you get to the bottom, a lot of the gesso will be dry from the top. That's the good thing about gesso is it dries pretty quick. You don't have to worry with it too much. You can use your heat gun to drop a lot of it, and then you can go in for your second coating. But sometimes you may not need a second coat. James Lee wanted me to work on his tree last night. I said, nope, that one's yours. I'm going to have you work on it. I want you to design it the way you want to design it. I designed this, well, I designed the other tree the way I wanted it. Hi, Millie. Bye, Miss Mary. Sorry I didn't catch your message until just now. My eyes were down. getting very, very quiet. As I said, this takes it's a long process to do this. Your hands may cramp up, just depending on how big your piece is. Kind of glad I chose a long paintbrush because I'm having to get up and under a lot of little crannies in here. And if you have a piece that you can't get to underneath, don't worry about it. Wait till that part dries and pick it up and paint it. But I can actually grab it and turn it and get the majority of it while it's like this. Now, if you find that you want to add something to your project after you have it painted at all, you want to add volume to it, do the same process as you did, as we did in the very beginning. Is you can add it with your paper towel while it's wet, or you can do the aluminum foil thing, tape it, and then do the wet paper towel with glue and all. Just make sure that you put, whenever you do the seam on it, up against another part of the tree, wherever you're putting your extras, just make sure you seam it very, very well, basically hiding the seam from where the new and the old. And that's what she will tell you if you watch her video on how she makes her spooky tree type thing. You'll see the video, and it looks very, very similar to my tree that I made, that I showed. So just look for that picture and you'll see how she made that. And it's basically the same process. Mine's just a little longer because I did it live. But hers is a very, very quick tutorial, about maybe an hour, I think. She speeds hers along. She doesn't sit there through the whole thing like I do. Hopefully you guys get inspired to do something like this. As I said, this is not my idea. This is not my original idea on how to do this. It is from a woman who has a YouTube channel by the name of Where the Gnomes Live. So if you are not subscribed to her, go and subscribe to her and check out her videos. She's very talented and creative. She knows how to do this, and she's been doing it for many, many years. And so I'm just taking her concept and doing a little something different with it, making something different. And maybe you'll get inspired by this lady as well to make some things of your own. It's not hard, it's just time consuming. Not hard at all. As long as you have the right tools and things to make these with, it's very simple. This takes a couple of days to do this. If you want to plan something that's really, really cool, it takes a couple of days. As I said, there may be a part 3 on this. I just got to get the, I got to find my pieces that I wanted to put on it. So if you guys are wanting to see me do this whole process, keep watching, or you can sit down with something else and craft along with me while I'm sitting here talking. Just occasionally look up. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Now, if you're watching this and it's and you're watching the recording, just speed past me. That's okay. It is okay. You don't have to watch the whole process. Just hit that little, you know, the speed past everything, and yeah, we'll see what it looks like at the very end. A lot of times when I don't have time to sit and watch the whole thing and it's a long process like this, I will speed to the end and look at the final process. The finals, the last maybe 15 minutes of it. I will see the project come alive. And then when I have more time, I go back and I watch the full video. This is something that if you've got a lot of time to work on it. Something to be creative with and a long-term project. So make sure you give it ample enough time to dry the glue and the paper. Make sure you give it an ample amount of time to dry fully. Now, depending on the thickness that you put the paper on, you can most generally start painting after a few hours. Make sure you set your piece in front of a fan to dry. I wouldn't suggest baking. You don't want a fire. You don't want to catch your stuff on fire. And I wouldn't suggest a heat gun either, because it'll just burn your heat gun out. Just set it in front of a fan and let it air dry. Now you can, with the gesso, you can use a heat gun to try and speed up the drying time on it. That you can. Because I tried it and it worked. Just got to be careful in areas you don't want to burn it with your heat tool. So what do we still have in here? How many of you are working on another craft? If you are, what you working on? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. just splattered paint all over me. Good thing I'm wearing old clothes. But it don't help that I took a shower and now I'm getting black paint on me. That's okay. A little bit of awesome and water. Spray it on you. Wipe it off. Why rub it in and wipe it and rinse it off. Best paint remover in the world. Well, quick paint remover. Did you know that if you dye your hair something dark, you got like a hair dye line at your forehead and behind your ears and on your ears and all that? Did you know if you take a rag and you spray a little bit of awesome, just straight up awesome, onto the rag and you clean the dye off of your face and your ears, that it actually comes off? Huh! I dyed my hair black for the longest time. I had to delete my Instagram app because I needed to clear up some memory on my phone, because I'm about out of internal and my memory chip, internal memory and my memory chip's almost full. So I had to delete my Instagram account. Well, not account, but app. I still have Instagram, but it's just I don't use it much. I mean, I think I can get to it through my Facebook because it's connected to my Facebook, but I can't remember how to do it. I think I got to do it on tabletop. You have more options in Facebook than mobile. I've seen some of them, Jennifer. The cards and things that you make. Yes, I've seen those. I'm going to have a lot to go back in and fill in with that little brush because there's so many nooks and crannies at the bottom of this. It's unreal that I can't get to. We're almost done with this first coat. We'll have to go back in and get the little white spots that you see with the little brush. It's coming to life with just this first coat of gesso already. Can y'all see it? It's coming to life. Even with just the gesso on it, that tree's already starting to have character. What do you guys think? Y'all see it coming together? Come together right now over me. Oh yeah, guys, guess what? Today is Lizzie's birthday. I want you guys to go over there to her page. I haven't had a chance to post it yet. And I want you guys to wish her a very, very special jewel birthday because she is one of our special jewels. And I want you to wish her a very, very, very happy birthday, okay? Do that for me. Tell them it's from the jewels. Tell her it's from the jewels. Oh, you made some wreaths? Be honest with you, I don't know how to make a wreath. I gotta go look up because I've got some. I got a craft fair coming up on the 1st of December, and I've got some red and white. What is that called? Oh, shucks. That stuff that you make wreaths out of. I got some red and white stripe. Looks like candy cane. And I want to make a wreath, and I don't know how to make one. So I'm going to be looking on how to do that. Might even do it on the show if I can figure out how to do it. If you know how to make a wreath out of that stuff, Jennifer, why don't you do a tutorial on how to do that? You just got to get your camera set up a little better. You ought to start doing some tutorials. Get your channel growing, darling. Mesh, yes. Thank you. I don't know her page either. I don't know if I'm a part of her Scrappin' Lizzie group or not. That's sad, don't you think? Scrappin' Lizzie, I think. Well, you can get the stuff from the Dollar Tree, darling. You can get everything you need from the Dollar Tree. They have pipe cleaners. They have the wreath frame, and heck, Laura, I think they even have a few things in mesh there, don't they? And if not, Walmart sells it pretty cheap. They have all kinds of colors. I mean, I try and inspire other YouTubers to get out there and start making videos. There's a lot of YouTubers that I inspired to start making videos and seeing how fun it is. Even if you're just talking to yourself, like you're vlogging. It's a lot of fun, and you never know who you're going to meet and who you make friends with. Some people just vlog. I mean, just talk about their lives and their daily goings-ons, and people love them. Oh, legs are falling asleep. I'm tucked up underneath it. Costume for your son. Well, did you know you can make your own costume? I make mine every year. Well, last year I ordered it, but I made my own for the longest time. I made my own. Sometimes it's cheaper to make a costume from what you have at your house than it would just to go out and buy one. Like I made a pirate costume for my son one year out of an old bandana, a pair of old jeans, and a button-down shirt. And some black paint. That's it. What I did was I took one of his little church vests that I used to sing in the church in, and I made a vest out of an old pair of blue jeans. He wants to be some Slim Shadys. What? Well, hey, Ray! I didn't even see you. I've got a glare on my phone. But anyway, I took an old vest that I send my son to church in, and I laid down an old pair of blue jeans that I had, one of my big girl blue jeans, where I used to be heavy, and I traced out the back of the vest, and then the front flaps of the vest, and I sewed them. I sewed down the hem, and I sewed everything together. And with the bandana, I took a little corner of it and I cut it off. And I sewed a little pocket up front and put a little, I drew a little skull on it. And with the other part of the bandana, you know, little kids, they're not very big. I tied the bandana up and around his head, and I had a little black piece of material, and I made him a little sash to go around his bottom. Put him in just regular black shoes, or regular shoes, I believe. And I made him a little cardboard sword. Just painted it silver and the gold and the handle gold. And I painted a little bitty. I painted his eye black, like he had a patch on, and drew a little crossbones and skulls on his cheek, and there was his pirate outfit. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, just get like a white shirt. That's kind of funny. Me and Ray and James Lee were talking about Jason Voorhees just the other day when she was over here. It's kind of funny that you bring it up. How old is your son, Jennifer? Yes, it is. It's black gesso. I made a new batch of it this morning. It's black gesso. Instead of using black paint, watered down, I'm using my black gesso. I needed to make some black gesso anyway, so I am using black gesso. He's little, but not so little because he's 8. He's 8 and very picky on what he wants. Oh, I believe it. Well, the thing is, your mama, and if he knows that you're on a tight budget, he'll get what he gets. That's what I had to learn when I was a kid. You get what you get, and you're glad you got it. That's an old phrase that my grandmama used to say, and it sticks close to heart. And I have a funny feeling that it's not said that way nowadays, but it's the same concept. Yeah, it's what it's supposed to. It's what it's supposed to do, is soak it up. It's not supposed to stay wet. I need it to dry. Because another coat's going to go on it once I get this done. I'm going to try and find my heat tool and plug it up, because one of my power strips went out last night when I was doing my coffee staining and using my hairdryer to dry it. One of my power strips went out last night, so I have to find a plug to plug it up onto. It was one of my new power strips too. Yeah, hell cheapo. Oh, Ray, what you talking like that for? And what's cool about my gesso, it smells like baby powder, because I make it with baby powder. Because I don't have enough to make like the big batches. I don't have enough marble dust to make a big batch. It will only be like a small amount of gesso. So I use baby powder until I get marble dust. Stacey Evans, she uses marble dust in hers. I use baby powder and it works just as well. And if you all don't know how to make gesso, I have a few videos on how to make gesso. Just look at my videos, my suggested videos, I believe, in my channel. So if you don't know how to make gesso, I show you twice basically on how to make white gesso. But in order to make color gesso, all you do is substitute the white paint for whatever color you're making your gesso from. It's a very easy recipe. Very, very easy. You don't need many many things. All you need is baby powder, glue, water, and paint. That's it. And that's a lot of things that you can get at your Dollar Tree. I shop at the Dollar Tree quite often, and I get a lot of my products from there, especially my gesso products. Now this time I had to shop at Walmart because sadly the Dollar Tree was out of baby powder for some reason. So I had to get my baby powder from the Wally World. You only use a 1/4 cup, I believe, of baby powder per batch of gesso. Oops. You use a 1/2 cup of paint. And I believe a 1/4 cup of water. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember. I have to always drag out my recipe book whenever I make my gesso because I never can remember my own recipe. There was a lady that swore by my gesso recipe, and I haven't heard from her in a while. I can't remember her name. I know Joy likes my recipe. She uses my recipe a lot. Crafty Kitty, if she's here, she's probably lurking if she's here. That's okay. I have a lot of quiet moderators that are in here that watch the channel, even though if I don't know they're in there, they're in here. They watch the channel. You're in a room now? I'll have to watch. I think I have to rewatch Babes in Toyland again because I think I've seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it, if I have seen it. I know I read that comment a while back, but I just got to thinking about it. I'll have to see if it's on Netflix. If not, I'll have to go on YouTube and see if there's a movie that has a scene. Can I PM you the recipe? I sure can. Actually, I can give you the recipe right now because I got the book right here. Give me a second. So for your homemade gesso, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of baby powder, a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/2 cup of whatever color paint that you prefer, and then a 1/4 cup of white glue. That's it. You add a 1/4 cup of water and you add a 1/4 cup of white glue and mix it together. Basically, you're making Mod Podge. You mix that up really, really well. Please make sure you use a plastic jar. Then after that's all mixed up, you add a 1/2 cup of your color, your choice of colored paint or white paint if you want to make white gesso, and you mix that really well. You shake it all up. And then after that, you add a 1/4 cup of baby powder. Doesn't matter what type of baby powder that you use. Doesn't matter. You put that in there and you close it up and you shake it up. And then there you go. There is your gesso. Quick, easy, simple. It takes you less than 10 minutes to make a batch of gesso like this. And a little bit of a hint, guys, if you make your own gesso and you put it in a jar, please make sure you put Vaseline around the rim of your jar, because guess what? You're going to end up sealing that shut, and it's going to be hotter than Hades on a hot day or a cold day, whatever you call it, to get that jar open. You're going to have to use every bit of your strength to get that open. And if you use a glass jar, you're in trouble because that's harder than I'll get out to get that open. I have to use a butter knife or a bone folder to get that open, because I did that the last time and I had to use my bone folder to crack the rim of the gesso jar to get it open. So all right, guys, we have the first coat of gesso on here. The first coat of gesso on our witch tree, or forest witch tree. You got it? Awesome sauce. And you see how well this is covering. This is just with black paint. This is black gesso. And you've seen how bright and white that tape was. And look at the coverage. Oh, you're very welcome. Look at the coverage of this homemade gesso compared to your store-bought gesso. Look at that. Just instead of using black, just use white or whatever color paint that you want to use to make your color gesso. Now, if you want to make a big batch of gesso, a white gesso, do that. Use white paint. And then if you just want enough for just a small canvas, take you a little bit of gesso out and get a color paint that you want and mix it up. And that way you don't contaminate your full jar of gesso for one color. That's my suggestion to you. Now, here's the thing. Now, if you want to make black gesso from white gesso, you might want to add more black paint than you normally would. What am I looking for? I had some Spanish moss that I used for my my last auction items, and I can't remember where I put the bag. And I was going to put some Spanish moss and some other things on there. And I have to repurchase it because there really wasn't much left of it. But it was going to be kind of glued around the base and kind of long up on the trees. But I'm going to have to rebuy that and then find some other things. I mean, but you can get that style at Walmart or the Dollar Tree if you can, if people hadn't already bought it up. And I have some leaves that I was going to paint up from some flowers. I've got some small leaves from in here that I was going to paint up, take off, and kind of glue to the tree branches. And I've got some small things that I was going to use, but the moss was the key thing there. Was going to be it's a forest tree, so a forest tree witch hat, and so we want to do the theme of the forest where she hangs out in the forest, and we want her to look like the forest where she blends in. So yeah. All right, I'm going to get my heat gun and I'm going to dry up most of this, and we'll put our second coat on later. Now to find somewhere to plug it in. Short cord. Oh, I hate this short cord. I may have to get the little one because the little one that Michelle gave me has a longer cord and it has a lot of heat that comes from it. No matter the tininess of it, it produces very hot heat. And this heat gun's about to take kaput, so I've got to get another one real soon because the craft fair, I'm going to need it to dry items and things like that. I'm going to have very different items, basically themed around Christmas. And so some of the items that I will have in my craft fair I'll probably be making online. That way you guys can see. Just depends. this is annoying. Hang on a minute. I gotta get the other one. Oh. This one is a little bit worse for wear because I do a lot of my alcohol ink sprays around my little heat gun here because it dries it very fast. So it's got a lot of sprayage. See, a lot of sprayage. And this little gun, this little heat tool here is, it's called Heat It Craft Tool. And this thing is like the bomb when it comes to hot heat. And it's quiet too. Might take a little bit longer, but it's some hot heat. It'll dry it. And plus I can reach without having to strain my form. Y'all see how cool this is beginning to look just with that coat of gesso on it? Now, I have got to make some air dry clay because the last recipe I used, I did not use my original recipe, and the clay that I made cracks and does not hold up to a candle in the wind to my original recipe, and I've got to find it wherever it is. And I'm going to be making some little charms and stuff to go in my crafty fill, but not in the auction because I want to get some molds that are really pretty. Oh, hi Kathy, welcome back. I just not seen your message. I'm just gonna say it seems that like one isn't even on because no noise. Yeah, this one's really, really quiet. And it's hot. It produces so much heat. And it's drying it really quick too. But as I said, we got to go back over it and put our second coat on. We may not even need a second coat, to be honest with you. I just need to go back through and fill in the white spots that I couldn't get with the little brush. Sneaks in and sits down, I see you sneaking in. I see you. Right? Oh, is it? Oh, I can't wait for you to go and actually relax, darling. You need a vacation. I need another vacation after all this. And I'm going to be a busy bee. I mean, I won't be doing another auction till probably February because I'm going to be working on this auction, and then I'm going to take a break because everybody's going to be broke from Christmas. So I'm going to schedule the next auction for February. That way people have enough time to recuperate from Christmas and all. Oh, it'll be your first holiday out of New Zealand? Oh, that's awesome. But anyway, I'm going to let everybody recuperate from Christmas, and it gives me time to get some new product out and set aside. That way we'll have enough time. That way we get some crafting in, and I can put some of those items up, maybe do a giveaway or two or something like that, or a challenge to receive that item. I don't know. It's still up in the air. You're just hoping you don't see any spiders. Where, in the United States? Where are you going now? Where did you say you were going on a cruise to? Oh, well, honey, you're going to the wrong place if you don't want to see spiders because, yeah, it's spider season over there. Right now, anyway. Have you been noticing any of the pictures? Somebody's been posting, like, spider season in Australia and all. They have these big old wolf spiders over there, darling. You might want to take you a bottle of hairspray. No, hell, I don't know. There's spiders over there. You might want to go Google, like, native spiders of Australia. That way you're not too shocked if you see one. Don't want to scare you. You might want to study it. I don't know how to say that. I don't want to mess it up. See, Millie even knows. You might want to ask her. She'd know. I don't know much about Australia. Best person to ask is Tanya Kay. Does she live in Australia? Oh, just what you've seen in nature type shows. I don't get to watch nature shows much. I'm always in my craft room crafting or crafting along with somebody. Now, James Lee, he likes to watch that kind of stuff. He likes to watch Did You Know type of thing. Oh, she don't talk to you? Oh. I'm sorry, hon. Yeah, swimming with turtles would be really fun. Are you swimming in the ocean? Well, duh. No. Stupid question. Retract that question, please. Retract the statement. Y'all see my stack of magazines over there? That's not even half of them. I got stacks all over the place. Yeah, stacks on stacks on stacks. Yeah. I got them all over the place, but they're going to come into use very soon, though. I've got I've got a shelving thing outside that I need to bring inside, clean it up because it's been sitting outside. I need to clean it up and bring it inside. I have a place I'm going to put it. It's just I got to clean that little space out. But um, a lot of the magazines are going to go into that. Oh, they got you in a waiting room, don't they? Don't you hate it when they make you sit like that? Hmm. All right. That is good enough. So now we're going to start the fill-in process. Right? You could be doing so many things, right, Laura? That's the thing with doctors. You got to clear your whole day for a doctor's appointment. And you're lucky to get out of there before a certain time. Now we're going to take our small brush and we're just going to go in and fill in our little white spots. You got to move that sucker all the way around because you never know where you're going to see a little bitty white spot. James Lee was in here helping me find the little white spots the last time, so I don't have his eyeballs in here this time. And I have to say, this is the most tedious part right here, is because you don't see it until you turn it around, and it could be in the same spot. You can just turn it just like this, and you'll see a whole row of little white spots that you missed, that you need to get. I mean, you don't necessarily have to get every single one of them, but it's good to try anyway. Oh, I don't know. We were talking about that the other day. Shoot, them things are like expensive. I think everybody get a kick out of our normal, everyday, average life because a lot of people tell us we're funny, even when we're on camera. Y'all should see us offline. I get so dang aggravated with James Lee. It's funny. Ray cracks up. But that's how we are. That's how we get our frustrations out. I mean, we don't ever go to bed angry with each other. Anybody gonna spurge for a GoPro so we can start our like a James Lee and Emily vlog of our everyday normal lives? Who wants to see that? See the daily life of what James Lee does and his job, and oh yeah, y'all already know what I do. I'm here in front of you guys. She knows how we are. She's been a fly on the wall through many of our fusses and our conversations. It's funny how we talk things out. I need to, yeah. And you're going to be our producer and editor, right? I mean, y'all don't see what happens off camera. We may fuss and we may fight, but it's kind of funny the way we fuss and fight. But it's some of the funniest things that he says off camera that'll get you cracking up. I swear to God, you'll be so mad at him, you just want to rip his hair out and bang his head against the wall, but then he'll say something funny and make you totally forget what you're mad at him about. That's the way James Lee is. But aren't most men, though? I mean, can't live with them, but you can't live without them. That's the way it goes. Men are funny. Sometimes it may not look like you're meant to be, but that person, your mate, may it be female or male, mellows you out and is basically your equal. Y'all will see, yeah, Ray's right. Y'all will see a behind the scenes type of life. I mean, everything that we do isn't all happy. There are some things that will just make you head splitting mad. But, you know, that's life. Everybody's going to have their ups and their downs. But we're mostly funny anyway. Men are funny, yes. They are funny. Y'all notice that. Nothing against the men. Bootsy, if you come back and watch this, I do apologize. Roy, I apologize. Sean, if you come back and watch, I'm sorry. Any guy that is a subscriber to this channel, please, I do apologize if you've made it this far through the video. Men are babies when it comes to being sick. I'm sorry, but they think they're dying. Men absolutely cannot handle a common cold. Lord forbid them to get a cold. They are dying. They cannot walk the face of the earth. Yet when a woman has a cold, we look at him, we look at them, sniffle, wipe our nose, and go on with our day. Even through fevers, we're still up and going. Imagine childbirth. Can a man ever get to childbirth? Probably not. They'd wuss out after the contractions got to level 3. You know, when they start dilating to 3, they'd probably rip the bed off the hinges. We're sitting here like, dude, are you all right? Shoot, I was level 3, and people were looking at me like, how are you standing this pain? I said, I've been I'm used to it. I've been contracting and trying to give birth since I was in 5-month term. So Tributaline and hospital visits kept the babies from coming. Men are just plain wusses when it comes to being sick. I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but it's true. But you wouldn't have it any other way, because you get to show your hubby or significant other that you can take care of them and that you're there for them. That's the way I look at it. But, yeah, sorry guys. Men are babies when it comes to being sick. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. The only thing I can do is have them rest and send them out the door with a Dayquil or some Tylenol or something. Best I can do, because men are workhorses when it comes to working, though. They do their job, and they do it very well. I give men credit for that, because there are some jobs that women can't do that are just too strenuous. And I give props and credit to the men who go out there day to day working hard just to provide for their families, and I do give them props for that. I do. But being a carnival worker, if I have any ex-carnival workers or persons who knew any, our jobs were not easy. Women included. Especially me. I was one of the ones that helped set up and tear down carnival rides, and it wasn't as easy as people think. I mean, there is a lot of safety that it goes with that. And I was trained by men, so I'm a workhorse when it comes to making sure that things were right. And when I was trained properly, people hollered at me. And I went over there and they said, well, what's wrong with this? Well, I'd sit back and I'd check all the things that needed to be checked. And I said, well, here's your problem. But if you're trained right, if a woman is trained by a man the right way, she can do just as much as a man. May not be in the lifting department, but we can do just as much as a man. We're as smart as men at some point. It's not an easy job. You need long hours, long hours. You need long hours of driving, setting up, getting only about 4 hours of sleep, and then hopping in a truck and driving 200 and 300 miles. Yeah. That was a trip there, and I was one of those. I was a driver, and I hauled loads for the carnival. I drove trailers and things like that, and it was hard work because you were responsible for those rides, and those were thousands of dollars of money that your boss entrusted in you to carry to the next spot. And it was a big responsibility. And I had a big responsibility because what I hauled was the boss's house. The boss's father's house, excuse me. Their house trailers. I hauled his dad's house. And that right there is a sign of big respect. If they trusted you enough to haul their father's house trailer that they lived in. I was highly revered and respected. Even though he was a total ass to me a lot, he respected me and knew that I got my job done. I did talk too much. That's why I got in trouble, because I talked too much, because I never should have. He said I was annoying, but you know what? That annoying little brat that I was, I got work done. Got it done. A lot of times I'd get in trouble for talking to the customers, but you know what? That's okay. That is okay. Because sometimes what I talk about is truth. Sometimes it'll make your sides split. Sometimes it might make you angry. But that's just me. See, this is the most tedious part, because there's so many nooks and crannies in this thing that you don't see until you turn it into the light another direction. And you want the paint in those little holes there, but you don't want it showing. Let's just say this painting, whenever I did it with the tree, it took at least an hour or more to do that. Just the little spots. I got so tired of doing this. It was unreal. But a lot of it, I said, screw it. They don't have to do. But this will be on display in somebody's home, so I want it to be perfect. This might go with a D&D or a card game that they love playing, or watching a TV show. It might be on display all year round. You never know. A lot of people buy that just for display to sit out on here, and it warms my heart to know that my artwork is just all over the world there. I've got it all the way in Canada, Australia. I've even got it in New Zealand. I've got it in Canada. There's all kinds of places that the artwork of mine is hanging and is in possession of. And it just warms my heart to know that people enjoy my art. Oh, great. Oh, I'm upside down, guys. Hang on. Stupid phone call. Telemarketers. Yes, I am. I'm annoying and I never shut up. Maybe. But people love me. That's the way I look at it. I conform to one person. I have to conform. I don't have to conform to everybody, and I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be me. Only me. I'm sideways. A darn telemarketer called. Who is you? Yeah, I know. Hi, David. Easel. I know. It's a witch tree forest hat. Or tree. Shoot. Whatever you call it. It's a forest tree witch hat. That's a tongue twister. This is just the gesso. It's gonna look it'll be toned down a little bit once I get the browns on there. But this is the tedious part, filling in the little white spots that the big brush missed. I wish I had about 3 hands doing this, because I'd already be done with this part. I'd already be done. Oh, glad that's dry. So who all would buy this when I get it done? Well, this takes a little bit to do one of these. This will be one of one in the original form. No 2 art pieces are going to be alike, ever. I can try, but I never can duplicate, because you never know what it's going to turn out to look like. But if you want to order one, give me a few weeks, and I'll have her done for you. Hi, Jan. Jan, did you get your auction item that was bought for you? I'm meaning to message you. Oh, it was a gift from Mike Hare. I can't remember the numbers of his screen name, but it was a gift from him. He bought it for you. And so Tina just told me to send it to her, and because he bought her one too. And just told me to send it to her, and she'd send it to you. He bought you guys quite a bit. I don't have his email. He doesn't check messages very often. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. This is going to be the last auction that I'm going to be having until February, because I have a craft fair that I'm going to be making some things for. So it gives you guys a break from me, but when I do come back, y'all, I will have some awesome stuff to be putting out on the table. So be ready in February sometime to see some really cool stuff. Because what doesn't sell at the craft fair will be put into an auction or maybe a D-stash. I'm not sure. This depends on how it goes. So I'm probably going to be there with another person and then another person. Maybe. Probably 2 people. And it's not going to cost me much to rent the table, but I'm hoping that they provide the tables, because if I have to provide the table, I'll have to go purchase a few, because each table is $25. And I've got enough right now to purchase a few, but it's a little expensive. I just need to make... I hate that I have to spend money to make money, but you know, that's with any type of business that you... business debt that you incur. And I need to print up some business cards. So if anybody knows anybody that can do that, have them holler at me, because I need some business cards made. Nice professional business cards would be nice. Events with big names, yeah. Well, the good part about where this craft fair is, it's basically down the street, and I can tote things down there in batches if I don't have a ride to take me down there. It's basically down the street and across the street. I can get it down there, but it'll take several trips back and forth if I don't have a ride to get there. But that's okay. That is okay. I have done things on foot many times. And thanks to Janie Ventura, I have a little cart I can take things down in, and it has come in handy many, many times. Especially with groceries and laundry and things like that. Because I got to go to the laundromat now because my dryers burn out. Or my heat, no, not my belt, but the heating element in my dryers burn out, and I don't have the money to replace it. I don't even know how to replace it. I wish I did. Yes, I'm still live and seeing it, Kathy. If you're still in here, woman. I don't see all of your conversation, but I see that. I'm not seeing all the messages that you're doing, but I see it. I see it. I can't make you disappear. It's too funny. But I know she's made me hungry for dang lasagna. Thanks, Kathy. But yeah, I can't. I've got so many new ideas for the craft fair. I think it produced some. I had to go and search things that would be easy to do at craft fairs, and you wouldn't believe the ideas that I have now. I have I think I have like 45 ideas, things that I could make that could sell really quick at a craft fair that people like. And if I have paid attention well enough, I know what people like around here, and it's just around my speed. Because the street fair that was around here, As long as you're there for support, Jennifer, that's fine. As long as you don't say, I want this and I want that. Just don't do that. Let people who can actually buy it. And if they do, and if they choose to send it as gifts, that's fine. Just don't say, well, I wish I had that and I want that. Don't do that. Let people buy it. And if they choose to send it to you or for me to send it to you, that's great. Because I have a few people that do that, and I'm going to have to put a stop to that. These ladies are killing me. All these, they're doing that. They know I can see it. They're talking about food and they know I can see it. I bet you they're sitting back laughing, going, ah. I hope I didn't hurt anybody's feelings with what I just said. I'm just being honest because we have a lot of people that try to get things sent to them and they do not do anything but say they want something. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pay attention to any of that. Right, Jennifer, I understand. That's what I was about to say. So I'm going to be talking that over with my moderators and the people that are going to be in the auction, taking care of business while I'm putting the product out. So I have some people that do that, and I mean they're sweethearts, but we've got to leave it to where the people that are able to buy that and purchase it can, and if they choose to send a gift out to someone, then it's their choice. But don't go in and say, I want that, I wish I could have that, or I need that, or anything like that. If you can purchase it, that's wonderful. If you can't, please be quiet during the auction and let people who can bid on it bid on it. I hope anybody that's watching does not get offended by that. Please do not count me as a meanie, but it's only for people who can and are able to purchase. But I love you there for support. Thank you for coming and supporting me. Because a lot of people, they do that, and no one has enough courage to say this, but I do. Because some things a lot of people don't want to hear, and it's really hard for them to say it. It's not for me. Now, after the auction, you'll have 2 days after I give you your invoice, which is probably going to be, let's see, probably around the 4th or the 5th before you'll get your invoice. And I know a lot of people get certain things on the 1st and in the middle of the month. I understand that. That's the reason why I say, if you can pay for it, do that. I give a little extra time after the 1st. That way people can get their checks and so on and so forth. The only rules that I have is if you can't pay for it, don't bid on it. Because I had one do that, had everything packed up, and then I waited and waited and waited until I couldn't wait no more, And she finally got back a hold of me and said she couldn't purchase it. But then a week later, I seen that she had bought a new horse, and I'm just like, really? If you can't pay for something, do not bid on it. I was very angry because it wasted a shipping box because I had it already sealed up and everything. It was not, I was not very happy. I am not. Bye, Miss Jam. She's finally out. We'll be done soon with this little part here. Hopefully. If we turn, well, I spoke too soon now. There's so many dang little holes here. It's annoying. So I'm just going to move rather quickly. Wow, I can see it in the picture. It almost looks like a rock. Actually, it looks like a real tree. Wow. Just wait till the brown comes on there. Wow. That's gonna look spectacular. Ugh. Alright, I wish I could just snap my fingers and this part would be done. However, that is not possible. Now, when you get done just showing this, you're going to want to sit back for a minute and rest your arms because this is going to take a little bit of time. I need some wooden planks, like 2x6s. I got to make some signs that I used to make before, and that's some tedious work. I need to make some Georgia signs that, because everybody's like Georgia fans down here. I need to find out what everybody likes down here. But some of them not even Georgia fans, to be honest. Even though they live in the state of Georgia, they're not Georgia fans. Football fans or basketball or what have you. But you got to be careful with the what you write, because you don't want to get in trouble for copyright. Because it is a licensed thing. All right, Jennifer. Do what you got to do, darling. I'm just here. What time is it? Almost 10:30. Am I right? Anybody in my time zone? Is it almost 2:30? I don't even know. I don't have a clock on. I don't have a watch. I need to start wearing a watch. Uh-oh, Hobby Lobby is calling Laura. I need to get me some glossy accents. Glossy accents, because every time I'm in Hobby Lobby, I say, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it. Well, guess what? I don't go get it because I forget. I think I need to take a grocery list into Hobby Lobby. That way, whenever I get sidetracked, I can just go, okay, I was in here for this. It's like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Joann's are all crafters' evil nemesis, because we are drawn to these places like flies are to honey. I tell you what. Because there's so many goodies, and it's just like the evil empire to us. It's our kryptonite to Superman. Am I right? Any of you crafters out there feel the same? You've never used glossy accents? Well, Ray had some, and I love the way some of her cabochons and things turned out. And I want some. And I just have not remembered to get any, because I want, like I was saying earlier, I want to make some molds with some of my air dry clay that I make. And I want to paint it and to put some glossy accents on it and use it in my artwork to make necklaces and things like that. And it makes it so pretty. This kind of gives that bubble effect, I guess. That's the way I could say it. Oh, yours are all on the same corners of your street, the corners of your street. Well, when I'm over there with Ray, hers is not too far away. When we go that way, we have to take a special day out. Normally it's on a Saturday or Sunday. Well, Saturday most of the time, because Hobby's Lobby's closed on Sundays here. So we usually go on a Saturday. And she takes me down there. We usually hit the Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's, and then the big Dollar Tree that's down here, because we normally find all kinds of goodies there. I need to go to that Dollar Tree and find a few things, because I need a few things for a few Christmas projects for the Christmas craft fair, and I need to go there, because our Dollar Tree doesn't carry as much as this place does, and I really need to go. So Ray, if you're listening, I need to go. I need to go there. I need to go. I need to go. There and Shaw. Because after this auction, I'm going to have a little bit of money for that set aside to go ephemera shopping and crafty supplies shopping. need to get some of my famous ingredients to make my snickerdoos, as I call them. It's a chocolate candy that I make as a little snack. It's very simple to make. And I use dried fruit and white or dark chocolate. It's very healthy and it's nice. It's a nice little snack if you've got a sweet tooth. I make it around Christmas time only. I don't even think James Lee has had any of it. If he did, he probably wouldn't share with me if he did get hold of it. But I don't like a lot of sweets, guys. Did y'all know that? Only time I have sweets is whenever my sugar drops or if I got a hankering for something sweet. I don't eat sweet. You can ask Ray. The only time I think she's seen me eat sweet stuff is when my sugar drops. And it's not a very good thing. She has seen it drop, and she's seen me go from happy-go-lucky to Emmy Lulu, you know. I call myself Lulu whenever I'm not myself. Right? Ray, are you still in here? Or are you just listening to me chatter jaw? Because I got to keep y'all interested in all that while I get this annoying part done. I have to keep you interested. I'm just a rambling. But I've had a monster. I'm drinking a Monster too, so that could be part of it, right? Yeah, I definitely think it's part of it. I talk a lot when I drink one of those. If Mama Wanda was in here, she would say, "Yep, she's on a Monster." She's rambling today. She's talking more. Speaking of my Mama Wanda, where is she? I'm not seeing her in here in a bit. She probably got physical therapy or something. Or she's hiding and don't want to say anything. Taking care of business in the background. But that's okay. I love my Mama Wanda. I want to start a group project. That way everybody can participate, but I'm not exactly sure. It would be like a mailing, like the traveling journal that we tried, but something else, just like to say for everybody to get involved. But I don't know what we could do to get everybody involved and to be sent out to people and for them to keep it moving. I don't know if I'd be able to trust again with that. Keep it small. Does anybody have any ideas what we could do with that? I want to get the group involved again and active, let's just say. Get the jewels active again. Because we were hot and heavy for a little while there. We were very happy. If you have any ideas and I don't see it, put it in the comments below after the show when it's posted. What would you guys like to do? To get the group involved. Do something that travels. Send something that travels to different people that know that they know it'll keep going and going on its way, I should say. I mean, you may not be able to get all the little white spots that I'm doing. You may not be able to get them all. A few are okay because the other paint that you're going to put on it, you're going to make it disappear anyway. But I'm a perfectionist and I don't like imperfection. Ray can tell you that. I fix my boo-boos. I work on it until it's perfect in my eyes. But she's also a perfectionist too. She worries over the littlest things, and I fix them whenever she's worrying too long. We're almost finished with this little part, I promise. I promise this time because there's not very many more times. I have to turn this. Something's making noises over there. I think Casper's trying to get my attention, don't you think? Almost done, ladies, with this part. I just heard me a bird chirp. Do you know we got a woodpecker? We got a set of woodpeckers, and I think they're on the endangered list over here. Because we looked them up, and they're very uncommon over here. You have a family of them that lives in a tree. You can hear them. They're on one of our light posts, and you can see them during the day, or most of the time during the midday. You can see them. So I have a question. Is it legal to shoot woodpeckers out here in public like that? Is it illegal? I'm not sure. I hear one thing from one person, another from another person. So can you maybe clarify that for me? Is it illegal to shoot woodpeckers? I mean, we don't want to shoot one, but got into a conversation with James. He said they are. It's illegal. So you may clarify it for me. Please put it in the comments or say it here. That way I'll know for future reference. Oh wow, guys, this looks so awesome. Y'all should see this from here. Y'all are only seeing the sunny side up top. Like I said in the beginning, when you start adding this gesso on, the paint's going to get make the tape that you put on here kind of thin, or kind of, weighted down again, but that'll soon dry. So this is a project you can do if you've got a couple hours to waste and you ain't got nothing else to do. A couple days. Okay. A few more little spots and I'm going to call it done. Okay. I think we got most of it. So that's with the first coat of, a coat of gesso. And we have the white spots filled in. And you can see the wet gesso where we put it on. Now we're going to take the heat gun and we are going to dry all this up. And then we are going to start on the brown color. Woohoo! Y'all excited? Are you excited? Your hands will look something similar to this. So is anybody working on anything right now? What crafts are you doing? What you working on? Wow, you can see so many faces in this. The more you turn it, the more faces and ghoulish things that you see in this tree. I think it's turning out to be really creepy. What you guys think? Like a very much like a forest sitting here right on the hat. A forest tree. Where's everybody going? Are they getting bird? Hmm. Hard parts. I'll send sailing from here once this dries. Yeah, there's definitely going to have to be a part 3 because I don't have the things that I want to put on here. So I'll have to go get it. But the painting will be done. Just the effects that I want to put on it will not be done. The special effects, I guess. All right. When this is done, what you're going to need to do is to get you about 3 dry brushes. Because you're going to be using about 3 to 4 different types of browns in variants of colors. This is almost done, so I'm telling you this in advance. Get you about 3 or 4 different colors of variants of browns, and like very, very light browns, like a mocha type of color. Is everybody going and they not want to see what it's going to end up turning to look like? Is somebody live right now that I've missed the notification for? Everybody seems to be leaving in very quickly. This little thing has got a lot of heat to it. It packs a lot of heat. So it's hardening this back up from all the paint that we put on it. I mean, there's still some white sockets in here, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. It's all according to how you set it. All right, I think we have this as dry as we can get it for the moment. So here is the gessoed and all the little white holes filled in, most of them anyway. So this is just the first step. All right. And if you'll give me just a second, I have to go potty. I'll be right back. Potty break. All right. Sorry about that. I had to go to the bathroom. Clean up my hands a little bit. Get that gesso out of my hands. Off my hands. Alright, so I have fairly clean hands now. Or did I miss anything? Wow, nobody said nothing. Where in the world was everybody at? Can anybody see me? Say something, that way y'all know, at least I know somebody's listening. If nobody's listening. Where is my burnt umber that I had out? Yes. So if I said I was going to do a giveaway, would anybody take it? Anybody? Guess not. Okay. All right. All right, the colors I'm going to be using are burnt umber, nutmeg brown, chocolate bar, and light mocha. May not use all of those colors, but first we're going to put a coating of this burnt umber onto here. We want to start with a dry brush. Kind of tap off the extra paint, and you'll want to just take it and brush it on. This is the fun part, guys. That's what y'all are waiting on. I think I need to make a really loud sound because I think I've made everybody go to sleep. I wonder if I went and got one of our air horns and sounded it, how many people would jump? Or get mad at me and start cussing me. I wonder. Because we had one. I had to hide it from James. Is anyone listening at all? Are you just watching? I feel like I'm talking to myself. A lot of times I am, but that's okay. Might be a little crazy. Everybody was waiting on. It's not totally finished, but it's gonna get almost finished today. Not quite, because I still gotta get these certain things for it. All right, we have the first coating of the brown on. There you go. It's starting to take shape and it's starting to take its color. right, now you're going to go in with a lighter color. I'm going to use chocolate bar. I'm going to put this burnt umber back up though. And I don't use any comments on that? No? Put them down below if you like. Now, I want to go in with a lighter color. You're going to start over with a dry brush. Thank you, Shirley. I'm going to start in with a dry brush, tap off your excess paint, and brush again. But not as much this time. Just lightly go over. Lightly go over what you put on. This is giving it its bark look. You can add as much or as less paint as you like, but just make sure when you tap the brush, you tap off a lot of the excess paint off, because you don't want much on your brush. We are having people leaving left and right. What the heck's going on? Is somebody live that I don't know about? Alright, now we have the second coat of the browns on. Okay, now we're going to put this color back up. And we're going to put the lighter color on there. Okay. Let's go with a nutmeg brown. I'm I'm gonna use the same brush. I'm gonna tap that excess paint off and just barely just tap it around in spots. Let's give it a little bit of a highlight. All right, now I think I got all of it. Okay, we've got the next coating on. You can see the tree coming to form. Okay, now put that back up. Now we're going in with the lightest color. You don't need much of this at all. At all. Just a drop. I mean less than a drop. Like that much. Tiny. Tiny amount. And we're going to tap a lot of that ox straw. And we're just going to go in and just tap it. Highlight. Just barely bring it in. Just barely bring it in. Kind of go over like the ridges a little bit. Y'all see this tree coming out? For all who's still in here. And after this, you're going to need to take out your black paint. Use just straight black paint, not your black gesso, but your black paint. come back in with a little bit more of this nutmeg brown. Which makes this, it's made a totally different color. Just lightly go in with that color you just mixed on your brush. Didn't mean to do that, but I guess it'll work. Let's go in and add that in. All right, see that? We have turned this into a tree. I've got to go in with the black to give it some shadows, to highlight the shadows. And then this part will be done for today. So there will be a part 3. So please be watching for part 3. That is not done. Alright, now I'm going to take that little brush that you use for your gesso that ain't too stiff. Take you out some white or black paint. Pat some off. And just highlight your dark spots. Like if there's any type of dip in your bark, highlight your shadows. Make it creepy looking. I'm surprised y'all, I don't have as many in here watching this thing come alive, because we're about done with this section of today. Right. Thanks, Pia. I'm glad somebody spoke up, because I was tired of talking to myself. I felt like I feel like there's nobody in here. I don't know if anybody knows what it's turned into or not, because everybody left. See, I'm really good with a paintbrush and mixing of my colors. I have done a lot of research on trees just to get this perfect. I mean, I wanted it perfect for everybody, because this is going to be in the auction, and I want somebody to see the steps that I took to make it spooky and pretty at the same time. Okay, I'm going to go back in with a highlight again to highlight some of this. And then this process will be done for today. As y'all can see, this tree has come to life. For all of those who weren't here to see it, can also come back to view the replay. A part of me has been put into this tree. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Thanks. Thanks, Pia. Share it on, if you're a Harry Potter fan, share this out, take a picture and send it to them. Maybe they'll use me as a an extra in a movie or something. as a artiste. It takes time, but you know, it's what it is. Alright, I'm going to highlight just a little bit. I'm just going to put a drop of paint on there, and I'm going to touch it up and highlight again. Oh, really? I would, oh my God, I would pass out myself. See, I should have, I mean, I was going to school for art. I love art and just never pursued it. I'd rather teach people how to do this than, you know, I'd rather teach. On the eye. Alright, guys. You have witnessed it go from white to this, to our tree. It's not done, so there's going to be a part 3. I've got to get the moss and the things that I want to put on this tree to turn it into a real forest tree. So let's just say this tree went from, hang on, I got it still sitting here. It went from this to this. Can you believe it? Believe it or not, it went from this to this. I don't know. I don't have a degree in teaching or anything like that. I really wish I could. I don't know as much as a lot of people think, but you know, I know enough to get by. So guys, don't think that you can't do it, because if I can do it, you can do it. This is only the second time I've ever done this. So guys, come on, I'm a beginner at this kind of thing. If you can turn, actually, it went from this. I made my own hat, covered it up, and turned it into this. So it went from this to a homemade hat to this. Have faith in yourself. If you think that you can't do it, try again, because you can. You can turn simple things into art. Because look at that, guys. With just a few hours a day to work on something, especially with something like this, you can absolutely make something creepy, gorgeous, beautiful arcs of work that belong in a museum, you know, museum grade stuff. Well, I don't think this belongs in a museum, but still, there are artists that came out there that started out like this and became wonderful artists. So I'm not one of those artists that are like a Van Gogh overnight, but I try and make really pretty art, and I give it everybody a chance to get out there and try it. I don't know. I'd have to transport all my stuff down there. I don't know. And I'd have to have supplies and everything. I mean, this is a messy one. This project is a very messy project. A very, very messy project. Get my paintbrushes and some water. Where's my water? I have put it somewhere because the dog was drinking my paint water yesterday. I had to pick it up, and I don't know where the heck I put it. Oh well, I'll just put the brushes right there and clean them. Alright guys, this is going to be another part, because we've still got to do the moss and the extra goodies that we're going to be putting on this. So, oh really? Wow. So, This is what it is. Aluminum foil, a form that we made from a copy of a regular witch hat that you got at a craft store. You can do it. All you need are 2 pieces of thin chipboard, tape, like masking tape, aluminum foil, paper towels, glue, paint, and patience. That's it. That is it. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here because it is, I believe, 3:30 my time. Almost time for me to go. But anyway, part 3 will be coming soon once I get the last little bit of things that I need for this tree, and it will be done. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you for coming in here and crafting with me today. Hopefully I inspired at least one of you to get out there and craft. And if you are not a part of the group, please head over to Creative Jewels by Emily on Facebook and ask to join. We'll get you in there. Thank you, Shirley. And also, if you enjoyed the show today, please hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment below and tell me what you think. Could it use some more work, some paint job? What do you think? Leave your comments below. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. Thank you, and I will see you guys on my next broadcast. Bye, guys.